your boy Luck. In this vlog, we're talking about Houston Rockets. They just lost to the LA Lakers in 5 games a couple days ago after taking game 1 of the series. Now, if you haven't watched our podcast, you should check it out because you will know that I am definitely a LA Lakers fan. Yes, I am from Milwaukee, and my first vlog was about the Milwaukee Bucks. But I am 100% a LA Lakers fan. So am I happy that they beat the Houston Rockets? Yes, I am. And I just want to shove it in Z's face, who's also a member of the space. Told you not to pick against the LA Lakers. Rockets, they weren't going to touch the Lakers. I was even worried after game 1. Now, when Houston took game 1, people were texting me, telling me that I should be worried as a Laker fan because we lost game 1. Was I worried? No. Come on now. Really? Like, Z's texting me like, I told you, Houston in 5. Yeah, right. Like, Lakers start off slow. We had a couple days off. I just knew they were going to take game 1. Rockets were in rhythm, playing a couple nights before. So I was not worried at all. I knew game 1 was going to Houston. But I knew the rest of the games were going to the Lakers. Why? Because they have no center to guard Anthony Davis. How do you expect a 6'5" player who is good? PJ Tucker is great. But how do you expect him to hold Anthony Davis, who is 6'11" and can do everything? And when I say everything, I mean everything. He can go in the post. He can go outside to the perimeter. He can dribble the ball. He can pass the ball. Everything. Now, you can't, right? Just think about it. Look at the gameplay. They couldn't even grab boards because the Lakers were just too big. People are saying Westbrook is a problem for the Houston Rockets. There are times that he shoots for under 30%, and there's times when he shoots for over 50%. It's been like that his whole career. So there's nothing new, and you saw that in this series. He's done that. He shot for over 50% twice and under 50% 3 times. You know, it's just what you're going to get out of Westbrook. It's nothing new. I don't think he's the problem at all. I think Houston going small ball without getting a center and clogging the lane actually helped Westbrook's game and made Houston a little bit stronger. But again, I still think Houston needs a center. Not one that clogs up the lane. Maybe one like Boogie Cousins who can pass the ball, stand at the top of the key, and not clog the lane for Westbrook. Everybody points a finger at Westbrook, but never points a finger at Harden. They always say Westbrook is the problem. But what if Harden is the problem? He couldn't get past the Warriors with Chris Paul, and he can't get past the Lakers with Westbrook. They've given this man stars. He couldn't even get past them with Dwight Howard when Dwight Howard was there. They gave him the coach that fit his skill set. A man that just wants to score and shoot as fast as he can, make as many buckets as he can with Mike D'Antoni. And he couldn't get the job done still. This man has a history of not showing up in the playoffs, and this year he has. That's the first time out of how many years that he's finally showed up in the playoffs. He didn't show up when he was on OKC and they made it to the finals. He went missing. So maybe Westbrook's not the problem. Maybe Harden is the problem. With Mike D'Antoni not returning to the Houston Rockets next season as their head coach, I think the Houston Rockets should try to go after a defensive-minded head coach. We know this team can score. We know this team can drop threes from any time, from anywhere. We know they can put up buckets, but I think they need to be able to slow down other teams that they're going against so they can have a chance to win the game. They don't need to score 150 points when the other team's only scoring 80. With a defensive-minded coach, they can do that. Yes, I know, I sound like a Harden hater, and yes, I am just a little bit. I respect his game, I respect that he can get buckets. I just don't appreciate the flopping that he does, the, flailing around. I'm just not a big fan of that, I am a big fan of getting buckets, though, so I give him his props. Now, with the Rockets looking for a new head coach, people are saying the Rockets should just toss it all up and trade everybody and go for a rebuild. I think they should roll the dice one more time with this team of Westbrook and Harden together. All they need is a center. A center that won't clog the lane and a center that can pass so the ball isn't always in Harden or Westbrook's hands. That's all they need, and I think that will be the key for them to advance further into the playoffs. They shouldn't rebuild. They got to give this team one more chance. So yes, for the first time, I agree with Harden. They are one piece away to making it to the finals. They just got to get the right piece and roll the dice one more time with this current team. And They have to change it up. They can't play hero ball. They can't take turns. Westbrook and Harden can't take turns controlling the ball and shooting it. It's not going to work. Even the late, great Kobe Bryant said it himself. If Harden keeps playing this way, playing ISO hero ball, he will never win a championship. Let me know in the comments below on what you think the Houston Rockets needs to do in roster changes or coaching changes to the team to make it to the next level.